right here. Here's a double lane changer right here at the top of your screen, in the middle of your screen. Over here, you'll see that there's a single lane changer. And all that means is that the cars can move from one side to the other. So a combination of these, along with some curved lane changers, where you can actually change the lane inside the curve, which we have one up here. Mike, learn to drive. And then there's a curved lane changer like this. In every controller, there's a lane changer button. So on the controllers that are pistol shaped, it's on the back side of the controller. On the controllers where you're operating with your thumb to change lanes, you just pull in the little red button that's at your index finger, and you can change lanes. So that's how digital works. But like I said, it's neat. You can also program up to 6 drivers on a slot car track. You can also have a pace car that just runs a steady speed around the track, and by doing that, you can race against that pace car. Even if you're alone, you have people doing some racing, having some competitive vehicles out on the track with you. Mike has a big 1/24 scale white Porsche right there going to the track. And itself. Yeah, this car is essentially a robot car, and it's just driving around the track on its own. And so it adds another dynamic by increasing the amount of traffic on the track. So at some point, if you catch that car, you'll have to learn how to do passing. Here we have a couple of 1/32 scale cars driving on the same track at the same time. So pretty neat stuff.
Where are you?
You can see this car in them and tail lights. In the Carrera and slot car set, if you're going down straight away and your car's moving away from you, if you lift off of your controller accelerator, you'll see brake lights. So there's actually braking, and during the race, once you get experienced enough, you can see that. So you just test it and check out your brake lights, right? So pretty cool stuff. So having that functionality is really cool. It's very realistic. Also, when your car is sitting still, the lane change button will allow you to turn on and off your headlights. So if you're racing in an environment that's from light to dark or dark to light, you can choose when to have your headlights turned on or not.
How do I sign into this, Bill? Do you know how to do it?
There's a link that I sent, and all you do is just push that link, and you'll show up, and you'll go to the live stream. You can see that white Porsche is giant. Look at that. There's a mammoth car from Speed Racer. Remember that? Another thing you should be aware of right now for the race in the room, you're running these 1/32 scale cars, and you're running at a relatively low speed setting right now. There's actually 10 settings of speed that come in these digital slot car tracks. So if you have a 2-year-old and they want to race, you can give them the controller, set their car to a slow speed so they can't crash, and at least they're participating. And that once they get to a point where they understand slow down for the corners, then you can just the power goes up according to the skill levels. That's also really great on the other spectrum if you have really old and you know your 94 shows up. Wow, that's really cool. Let me get your mother-in-law out here and we're going to race. Well, if their reflexes and reaction times are a little slower, you can account for that. Also, the digital slot car set, so even though there's no brake button particular brand to set, you can actually set braking. So there's option, but you can download for free an app, and in that app, you could be in a position where you can set your car up. You can set your car up based on your driving style, and then your car will drive according to how you like to drive. You can also set up profiles so that when different racers get on the track, their cars won't have maximum power if they're novices. Or if you have a car that's extremely fast, you can do a balance of power, and there you go. See, that's the plow truck right there just came through. So all kinds of functionality built right in here. Like I was saying with the app, you have so many features. It'll tell you who's got the best lap time at a certain track. You can program multiple tracks in. So if your friends have slot car track, you can take a picture of their track, account for what their best lap time is, and then once you know what the best lap time is, if you ever exceed or better that lap time, what you end up with is you'll end up with a new track record, and statistically that'll be on the file. You can also share all this stuff to the internet. So it's pretty neat just to have a slot car track like this these days. And I'll say there's consequences of crashing or get crashed into, but what's neat is that there are those real life consequences, and the cars are obviously, based on the driving I'm seeing right now, the cars are clearly very durable. Take that for what it's worth, guys. Maybe that's an editorial on your driving ability or not, but you are proving that these cars can take a lot of wrecks. Thanks. We appreciate the durability test.
Costing a lot less if the car's gonna be wrecked. They own all these cars.
Yep. All the cars that you're driving here are actually just part of a volunteer's collection. The volunteer is a guy here in the red shirt. That's Mike Cullen. And Mike's been actually good enough where he actually set up this layout and brought in lots of things that belong to him personally to have this track up here for people to mess around on. But it's a nice alternate venue for us because when the racing is going on downstairs, you clearly can't interrupt the race to have other people get online. If you stop around the split, then it'll be stalled out. But to have people in a race, you know, it's kind of hard to have a casual guest come in and get in the middle of the racing action to race that day. So this alternate track is really working out well for us. Don't worry, he'll move you.
You all right, everybody?
You were on. That was it. That was your phone showing the video just a minute ago.
I'm not seeing the track. What I'm seeing is this on the bottom. Let's try this.
Well, that's because you're not.
You know how to do it?
Well, your camera's turned on. Wait.
How did you take a picture of this thing? I thought it was reading this. It's on YouTube.
It should be this. Here, let me drive. Maybe you hit a button. Let me have the chair for a minute, please.
Sure.
So about a 15-second delay. Okay.
That's on purpose.
They did it.
It could be all the electronics that go through the bag.
No, it's a delay put in intentionally. Live stream. All right, so you can see we have some participants out here, and with those participants, we have some good activities happening.
Good drivers too.
Yeah, they're doing real well.
Fast on the straightaway, lower through the turn.
All right, so now I've just turned on picture to picture. Let's see if we get something from that. Okay, good. All right, gang, so we've got a pretty nice little deal going up here. You can see we've got various folks around the track. We've got someone who's learned that corner marshals have to be fast, getting their hands out of their pockets so you can keep cars on the track. We got
two drivers. You want to come back
and less tall people. Oh, they just lost their corner worker, so things will get a little bit different here in a minute. All I'm doing is just working the camera, hanging out, doing a little bit of what I do. So pretty neat stuff.
I'll put that Porsche on. They're turning around though.
Hello. Hey guys, grab the car and put it on the track. Thanks. Thanks much. It's not really for me, it's for this guy right here who crashed. His name's Clyde. Clyde Crash Cup.
I remember that.
Here comes Clyde now. Yep.
I don't know.
Oh, there's Clyde back in the infield.
You look Clyde, I think you could drive this car too.
That's all right. He's doing all right. Or he was. Yeah.
I'm not sure why. Here, hit your accelerator. Nothing? Well, can't control.
I can program it, Mike, while it's sitting there. But nonetheless. See, Mike's got a rather nice collection of cars here. If you look, here's the difference between a 1/32 scale and a 1/24 scale. This track will handle either of the two types, but I'll put them this way so you get a better idea of how different they are.
These cars are exactly the same type.
Well, they're the same model, but they're not the same livery. Do you have a denim car here?
No, I don't. But
I think mine is in my box. Check for my denim right quick. You see it there? Yeah, on the right side as you're facing the box, underneath one of those cars. It's in there. I'm pretty sure.
Those are two cars.
All right.
Now we have exactly the same car.
Now, here's the same car in 1/32 versus 1/24 scale. And you can see there's considerable difference in scale. There's my hand to give you some level of comparison. I can hide this car. This car is a little bit harder to do. But you just get an idea. Okay, there's 1/32 scale. And here's 1/24 scale. And if I get these cars down like this, you really can see how much bigger the 1/32 scale car is. So, oh, he's kind of in a hurry to get himself back in the race. Things are looking pretty good there. There's a delay in our video right there. See that? But nonetheless, these are both cars are the same brand car, just different scales. 1/32, take 32 of these and line them up end to end. That would be the size of the actual real life car. And in 1/24 scale, you'd have to line 24 of those up end to end to get the same length as a real car. You stack 32 of them on top of each other in 1/32 scale, you'd have the height of the actual real car. In the 1/24 scale, you stack 24 of them on top of each other, you'd have the height of the actual real car. It would be the same real car in both cases, but in 1/32 scale, it takes 32 of them because it's 1/32 of the size. and 1/24 is 1/24 the size. So that's all the scales really are saying to you. I had to learn that back in 3rd grade when I became a slot car hobbyist. So actually I just had a toy slot car track when I was in 3rd grade. But after you've grown, it's called a hobby. That way you don't look odd when someone says, what do you do? I play with toy cars. I have a scale model hobby. Doesn't it sound more sophisticated? That's really great, isn't it? Say I'm an automotive enthusiast with a scale racetrack in my basement or barn or what have you. So there's the difference. Just going to organize things a little bit better here. Mike's got them spaced out and looking nice. We'll get some 30-second scale on one side. We'll get some 24 scales over here on the other side. And that'll be neat to have set up. And the obligatory flyby.
Take the car down. It's over there in the corner.
Sometimes you use little blinking lights. I described earlier that you can download an app for your mobile device, a tablet or phone. And this little Bluetooth blinking thing here is the App Connect. It's required with the Carrera brand. Skechers has that built in. This is a control unit. And you can see you have all kinds of things. You can set up speed, brakes, fueling. This button lets you code the cars to a given controller. Here are a couple controllers. This one is wireless. You can see it would work with no wires. Where this controller is wired. And then there's another type of controller here. And if you look at the hands of a few people, you'll see those controllers like that one right there. Or that controller right there in his hand. So you have a plunger style controller or a index finger style controller. Looks more like I guess a pistol grip or what have you. So there's how you have that set up. Looks like Mike's getting ready to put a few clips in to attach these pieces of track together. And I'll give you a look at how that works as well. All right, Mike. Nice. He slides it together, little red clips. Keep from sliding apart later. So he'll put those clips in only because he's looking to improve how the whole thing is set up. All right, so there's how the live streaming works. Now you've got a big look at me. I'm Phil Carpenter. That's not, hey, look at me. I'm Phil Carpenter. I just said look at me because I was on the screen. It wasn't being egotistical. But nonetheless, here we are. Our YouTube live stream test. I will look to incorporate chat into this later. Mando, I'm pretty sure that's Mando and Mike that are online. I believe Mary might have gotten on for a few minutes just to tell me whether or not it was working or not. And now I will get back to the racing. Slide in here for a minute, Mike. Let this run a couple minutes and then I'm gonna call it good.
You guys are on YouTube nationwide right now. Worldwide.
And you've had 2 viewers. One of them is Mike, and one of them is our buddy Armando, who couldn't get down. He's not feeling good today. So we didn't want you guys to get sick, so Armando bowed out. But he normally would be here. This is actually just a test for YouTube, so whether somebody actually sees it, don't worry if you're in a witness protection, or you told your wife that you were just running out right quick, get that gallon of milk. Go in the store, honey, I'll be right back. The store at Gilmore Car Museum, right? So there you go. What took so long? Yeah, you're safe. Yeah. All right, Abe, I'm going to go ahead and kill this man, though, and I'm going to call you up and see what you think. Thanks, buddy.